it be, bro? There it is. Hello, I am Bookface. I am also plagued with indecision. So I did not plan on making this video. At the beginning of writing this script, it is October 12th, and that is the point I realized, hey, Resident Evil Village has a DLC coming out on the 28th. I should try to get a video out by then. It's only going to take 2 weeks. I definitely do videos that quickly. So why not start a whole new set of research, make a script, do some drawings, edit the whole video, and upload it on time while still getting my other videos out? Simple. So, quick explanation of some things before I jump right into it. Whoa. 1. I have a series called What Is This? And This Kind of Counts, where I look for folklore in pop culture, usually things that claim to be from mythology, but without me being able to find a source that backs that up. 2. I wanted to do this with some simple creature from Resident Evil 8 so I could get a video out pretty quick. 3. Turns out the basic enemies are pretty much one-to-one with some creatures from Romanian myth, because obviously this is Romania. So instead of having to compare and contrast the figures, I'm just like, that's what that means. So yeah, instead of trying to figure out what these creatures are, I'm just going to tell you. And can't really say what is this since we know, so is this what this is? Hey, I don't know why I'm acting like that's good. So this is going to be more like my typical video, but with Resident Evil 8 as the inspiration. So yeah, that's all I got. Let's jump right in. Woo! First up we have the Samca, also known as Aripa Satanai. Don't like that name. They're Romanian creatures that were incredibly bloodthirsty. I mean, there is a lot of blood in Resident Evil 8, and a lot of thirsting. It was thought that it was a woman who was half bear and half old. It says old woman, but I kind of already said the woman part, so... which doesn't really fit the description in the game, but creepy. Hello, this is Bookface here with a little, I should have done my work beforehand. So I was looking over my script, and I thought, wait a minute, that probably means something. So I looked up, and apparently Aripa means wing, and Satanai means Satan, and translates to Satan's wing. So even though this was just going to be creepy bear woman, I decided I was going to add wings anyways, because I mean, it's literally in the name that it has wings, so yeah, I just thought that was necessary to point out. Moral of the story, do your research, kids. All of it. Alright, editing Bookface out. She's often referred to as Queen of the Forest, because she controls everything in the woods. And meanwhile in the game, they can't even control their own trajectory half the time. Next we have Urias, who were a race of giants considered to be the first inhabitants of the earth in Russia and Romania. They lived in peace with humans at first, but eventually started causing war and terrible destruction. And yeah, in the game, they really nail that aspect of it. Those things are tough. I don't like them. Urias in mythology was often connected to the Nephilim, and I don't know if that's in the original versions of the myth, or if that's just some Christianization retcon, because yeah, Christians really liked retconning mythology, which nothing like rewriting cultures. Some things don't change. Sorry, I went somewhere. I don't know where that place was, but I don't want to be there. It was believed that Urias were killed in the biblical flood, along with, all the people who were on Noah's Ark. Urias' burial mounds contain riches, which, could be related to this one grave that you can't access until you kill a big old Urias, and then you get big treasure. And the graves can be found on Christmas Eve, Easter, or St. George's Day, at which time a magic fire burns above those graves. And while the whole magic fire thing isn't really a connection I can make, I mean, there is just about everything's lit by fire in Resident Evil 8, but that's more just because of the vibes. But there is at least one note near one of the Urias that's talking about a kinda Santa-looking figure, so ho-ho homicide. Lastly, we have the Moroaica, which is the female version of the Moroi. They only had the female ones in the game. These Romanian creatures are referred to as living vampires. That is, until they run into No-Face McFungus Man, then they're no longer living. They're believed to be fully human, but still capable of draining life energy from people, crops, and animals. And they also sometimes drink honey from beehives, which kills all the bees. Oh, no, not the bees! Children were sometimes believed to be born like this creature, and this monster birth thing can be identified because they'll have a caul, which is the lining of the amniotic sac. which is the lining of the amniotic sac still being around on the baby when they're born. And that's a feature in a lot of different myths. I don't know why. I mean, it looks uncomfortable. Or if they have a tail, which I feel would be significantly more noticeable. It's far more common for females to be born this way than males. They have red hair, blue eyes, and red patches of skin across their face. You're gonna need a lot of supernatural moisturizer for that. Also, why vampire myths still hating on gingers? What is this? They also have 2 conjoined hearts. I think I've read a thing where you have to stab them in both to kill them, but then again, I don't. That's not a source I cited, so I can't really say yes or no to that. Take it with a shotgun shell of salt. You get that reference, good for you. The rarer male version of this creature, the Moroi, can be recognized by the fact they go bald really young. Moisturizer, hair plugs. These vampires need a lot of self-care. They can shapeshift into chickens, ravens, wolves, cats, dogs, or glowing balls of light. Make up your mind! And they gather together to teach others black magic. A lot of bad influences here. So it was possible to kill these creatures, but if you didn't do it the right way, they would rise as Strigoi, because technically they were alive before, but it's just making a vampire of a vampire squared. Vampsponential growth. Man, what am I doing? To prevent this, you have to burn them to ash, decapitate them, or drive a stake through their hearts. All the vampire's greatest hits. And so there are 3 creatures from Resident Evil 8 that are straight up folklore creatures. They're fairly close to the creatures of the game. This video was weird, and so am I. Check out my other videos if you want to see something a little less rushed, but the quality remains the same. I don't know if that's a point in my favor or not. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. Keep an eye out. I definitely have more Resident Evil themed videos planned in the future. I really like Resident Evil. Bye!